Really?
You gotta be kidding me. Maybe it's slightly sarcastic. GM's Cruise starts charging fares for driverless rides in San Francisco. Dad, the way we are going to get the cost of transportation back down in the United States of America is with self-driving cars. Okay, you got to hear me out here. Self-driving cars. They're you're gonna tap a few buttons, then you're just gonna sit in it. Not a worry in the world. Actually, because of all the sleep time you're going to get in the car, you're going to pay a premium as far as Mr. Farley is concerned. Dad, we have our first charging fares, first paid driverless car experiences going on in San Francisco. What is your take on this?
Do you have to tip the machine? and what would be the reasonable tip amount? 10%, 15, 20%? You know how I feel about driverless vehicles and autonomous vehicles. Why not just improve public transportation?
Yeah, honestly, that should be our position on this. For all the billions or trillions of dollars put into autonomous vehicles, make public transit better.
Yeah, I mean, and extend public transit out to rural areas. There's so much change that I've seen in my lifetime, and so much more change that I'm expected to see in the future that it literally scares the crap out of me. I just don't know where it makes sense to leave. I don't know, the driving of a vehicle on the ground to machinery, to computers, to visual aid systems built into when it was a horse and buggy, there was a guy that held on to the reins. Damn it, they didn't just say to the horse, take us home. Okay, somebody has to be in control, and so I'm not in on that type of situation. Thinking about getting an extended warranty? Go to joinyaa.com and check out our pricing there. There's no obligation, no spam, no robocalls. YAA for your extended warranty.
I received this email from Aaron. Okay, Pops, I'm going to read this out to you. He said, Zach, I could use some advice. I purchased a new 2022 F-150 from a dealership in Dallas, Texas on April 30th because they said the delivery was scheduled to occur on 5/6/2022, May 6th. It's almost 2 months and the truck is still not moved. They kept giving me new dates every couple of days. On June 6th, when I went to the dealership to talk to the manager, I was informed it actually now shows as, quote, plant hold and missing component with no definite time on completion. I told the dealership that's bad because my first loan payment was due on the 14th, and they don't even know when the truck will be completed. They cut me a check for the amount of the first payment to reimburse me. After some tug of war, they let me drive one of their other trucks, a lower trim, as a loaner. I'm worried that my credit union would not like the fact that I have a truck, that I don't have the truck they have a lien on. What are your thoughts? I feel it's bad. I have the truck financed and we have no idea when it'll actually be done. Have you ever in your career heard of anything like this? And what is your advice to Aaron?
I have never heard of anything like that. Why would anybody, and Aaron, I'm sorry, but why would you sign the paperwork and the loan documents and essentially take delivery of a vehicle that you couldn't take delivery of, that wasn't even at the dealership? So I don't know. I don't know how they could possibly do it. I mean, part of the loan documents is they have to agree to provide the credit union with a lien on the title, and the title has to be issued in your name. Well, how can they issue a title on a vehicle that's not even there yet? Maybe they have the certificate of origin from the manufacturer. What I would do if it were me, just thinking off the top of my head, I would go to the dealer and say, I've got a great idea. Since there is no truck, how about you pay off the loan at my credit union and we start fresh when a truck comes in? Okay, that's one way to do it. That to me makes the most sense. Now, the only good thing about this is if he keeps this particular loan in place and he keeps having the dealership make the payments,
Yeah.
well, then he'll actually end up, and he won't start making the payments till he actually physically takes delivery of the truck. Then whatever the loan term was will be reduced in his case for what was paid for by the dealership. That might make sense. But I don't see how the credit union would feel good about having a lien on a truck that in essence doesn't really exist. If Aaron didn't make the payments, what are they repossessing?
Yeah. It's like truly. That's why this is really got to be kidding. Not to knock on Aaron. Aaron's here with us on the stream, and Aaron, we want to support as best we can. This is a really got to be kidding me, because how do you make payments on something that doesn't exist? How does the paperwork go through? How does the dealership do that? Like, there's so many questions.
Yes.
Although Neil's right, he'll beat the rise in interest rates.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. The warranty clock, if he's purchased the vehicle, and I'm thinking, okay, the dealership would have done this so they could report the truck sold. Well, if they report the truck sold, okay, even though they don't have possession, that would normally start the warranty clock. So the warranty's running on this thing. None of this makes any sense. I think everybody would be best served if they bought out the loan, they admitted to the credit union the truck doesn't exist yet. I mean, it's built, but it's not at the dealership. We haven't physically taken possession of it so that we can physically deliver it to Aaron. And if and when the truck ever does come in, hey, then let's do the new loan then.
Isn't that
that's just
something?
My thinking? Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
Crazy. That's one I've never heard of.
Yeah, when Aaron sent me the email, I was like, I'm gonna have to get my dad's take on this. I got no clue. I didn't realize that you could even get the paperwork approved. I guess they have a VIN for the vehicle and it's just sitting there. It sounds like
the VIN is assigned the moment the truck goes into production. Okay. The certificate of origin is printed up once the VIN has been assigned. But the certificate of origin normally doesn't arrive. Dealers typically get invoiced for the vehicle a few days prior to the vehicle actually arriving at the dealership. And that's when the dealership should also be receiving the certificate of origin, which that is in essence a title that says the vehicle was built. It's owned by X dealership at the moment. Okay. So I don't see how they could have ever completed paperwork with the state so that they could get a real title, that they could have a lien against it for the credit union. The credit union would, if they knew this, the credit union would be beside themselves. Your insurance company is insuring a vehicle that doesn't exist, that isn't driven. Is the Chevy dealer reimbursing you for your monthly insurance expense? None of this makes any sense. Get out of this deal as quickly as you can.